given to the student. This is the cross number puzzle. The clues are there in the second sheet. You can solve in the paper, and when you finish, you can press the buzzer. Your time starts now. You have to write the answers for the clues given there in the cross number puzzle. This is the answer for the first activity. Second activity is a magic square based on the date of birth of Sri Ramanujan. You have to complete the magic square. Your time starts now. Omega team gets 25 marks. First. Alpha team gets second, 20 marks. The other two are wrong, so they don't qualify for the third question. Now magic square. Omega team first 25. Gamma team second 20. Delta team third 15.
Beta team no points. Gamma team again 20 points. Delta team 15 points. Omega team 50 points.
Rules for this round is the team which presses the buzzer first will get a chance to answer. They will get plus 20 for correct answer and minus 10 for the wrong answer. Are you ready? First question is, which is the largest 4-digit number with different digits each greater than the one before it? 1 to 6. Wrong answer. Yeah. Second question is, answer for the first question was 6,789. Second question is, a number added to twice itself gives 21. What's the number? 7. Yes, correct answer. Next question is, no passing here. There is no passing. Just go through the rules once again. The team which presses the buzzer first will get a chance to answer. Plus 20 for the correct answer and minus 10 for the wrong answer. It's not passed. Third question is, what time is 4 hours 59 minutes before 2:58 p.m.? 7:01. Wrong answer. The answer is 9:59 a.m. Next question is, which is the smallest 5-digit palindrome number that ends in 9?
91019.
Wrong answer. Next question is, which of the following is nearest to 1 by 4 plus 1 by 2, 1 by 6 plus 1 by 4, 2 by 3 plus 6 by 7, 2 by 5 plus 1 by 10. C. Yeah, correct answer. Next question is, what fraction of these is same as the mixed fraction 23 1 by 9?
23 plus 1 by 9.
Yes, correct answer. Next question is, how many hexagons are there in this figure?
16.
Wrong answer. The answer is 22. Next question. This figure can be folded to make a cube with the picture on the
Is the ellipse.
That's correct answer. Next question. This pie chart graph shows the proportion of students playing each sport during the games period. Each student can play only one sport. There are 36 students playing football. What's the total number of students?
144.
Yes, correct answer. Next question is, find the value of x in the given figure.
255.
Yes, correct answer.
Okay, dear children, score at the end of buzzer round. Alpha team has scored minus 10 points. Beta team has not scored any point. Gamma team 110 points. Delta team minus 20 points. And Omega team also has not scored any point.
That was exhausting. I'm sure they really sweated it out, compete their wits against each other.
I thank all the schools for participating in the quiz. Wait till the results are announced. Keep your fingers crossed.
I'm sure that the chief guest is impressed with the participation of these young budding mathematicians. So, I request our chief guest, Sri Venkatesh Murthy, to speak a few words on this occasion.
My friend, respected Principal Sir, and esteemed faculty members and media friends. Really, the competition, inter-school competition held more was enthusing. It was really innovative, using the electronic media so that each one of us could share the anxiety, enthusiasm, and also the knowledge. The quiz questions which were asked was a high standard, and the students equally responded. It is really commendable that the school, with its infrastructure, which is really mind-blowing, and also the national awardee, principal, leading the invited faculty members, is really doing a human service. And you are all fortunate to be the students of this and also the faculties of this great institution, blessed by the great CEO who has devoted his life for the education of the children and even on the health of the student, health of the community. A far-fetched projects undertaken by the great Swami. And it is his blessings and also the guidance of the luminaries here, by the principal and the invited staff members, and also the intelligence of the students. Such a program could be so commendable. Of course, this is a year of Ramanujan's, Srinivasa Ramanujan's 125th anniversary, who proved that where there is a will, there is a way. As you all know, he was from not so affluent family. I don't say he was from a poor family. During those days, 20 rupees was equal to 20,000 now. The people project him as one of the poor families. Poorness and richness in our mind. A million may think that he is a poor man, comparing himself to a person richer than him. A poor man may think that he is a rich man because he is really contented and he is happy with what he is having. Therefore, the materialistic things is only comparative. Ramanujan was, of course, from not an affluent family, and during those days it was like that only. Even in a big house, a well-established house with background of wealth, fan was a luxury. During those days, living condition was like that. what they thought was like that. Now even a small hut will be having a TV, which I could see only when I became a teacher in the 1970s after releasing. That in Bangalore, there was some sports competition which came there. The computer I could buy only after becoming principal. And when I brought that computer to my school in KV Jalahalli as principal. It was like that because the expansion was that much only. Computers were freely given to the schools and colleges and they were kept in the dumping rooms. They were not used. But now, small child will go to the computer and it knows which is the mouse, which is the hardware, which is the motherboard, which is the monitor, like that, because they are exposed. Ramanujan was followed and everyone of that age was like that in their thinking also, because the opportunity was not as much now. But he was extraordinary because as a student when he was studying in primary school, when the teacher was teaching about the division, if 12 mangoes were divided among 4 children, how much each one will get, it seems he had asked me a question, if no mangoes were divided by no one, how much will each get? And the teacher during those days, whether he bet him or tried to explain that is not in his limit, or I don't know what happened. But his thinking was like that. When he was a student in primary classes, he could make magic squares. We make magic squares only for fun. Odd order, or even order, multiples of 4, each one, each column, or any other. Only for fun. But he wrote in his notebook and made a generalization of those magic squares in his notebook. The famous notebook which he wrote when he was in primary and middle school, 2 notebooks. He was carrying always. In that he had mentioned about hypergeometric series, elliptic functions, especially continued fractions. Continued fractions is the contribution of Indian mathematicians. Aryabhatta used continued fractions to solve linear equations by ax plus by equal to c, indeterminate equations. And Bhaskara II, now it is known even 100 years before him, one Acharya Jayadeva has solved problems like n square plus h equal to y square, which is akin to continued fraction, but which we cannot see directly. Root n, to find the value of it, we need it. He expressed root n as continued fraction first, and then might have done it, but he didn't use continued fractions. He should have used it. What he did, he used simple 4 basic operations, addition, multiplication, division, and Acharya Jayadeva and also Bhaskara II could solve the problems like n square plus h equal to y square, which is wrongly known as Pell's equation. William Pell has nothing to do with it. Some people will get blamed without their contribution. If many people say that, it will be theirs. They are like me. But actually, Brahmagupta of 8th century, he first solved the problem like n square plus h equal to y square when h equal to plus or minus 4 or plus or minus 2 or plus or minus 1. Its extension was Chakravada, solving n square plus h equal to y square, whatever may be the h. And now the present mathematicians have concluded and opined that his method of finding the approximation of irrational number root n using Chakravada is much easier than Newton's method. It exceeds Newton's method. And it is very easy. It could be included in the syllabus of Bhavana process of Brahmagupta in middle school level, and Chakravarna can be introduced in +2 stage or even 9th and 10th. In some of the state governments like Rajasthan, UP, they tried introducing that, and I saw in Rajasthan when we had exhibition on these ancient Indian mathematics, the students who came round and told us these are taught in our schools, that is included in the syllabus. But someday or the other, we have to know, when we are talking about Pythagoras theorem, Pythagoras, who lived in 46 BC, now the controversy whether he has done it or his followers have done it, that is true or not everywhere, because if there is no proper record, anyone question anybody. But I have to go back, whatever the great scholars have told. This was found in 600 BC, 800 to 600 BC, in Kalpa Sutras, where Shilva Sutras are there. Mathematics came in any religion for that matter, in any civilization for that matter, firstly to appease the god, to have the worship, prayer, yajna, homa, or some kind of worship, even Egyptians. Any civilization for that matter, because man is always afraid of the nature which changes on its own without his control. And for all these things there must be a person or a force which is responsible for all these things. If we appease these forces, we may not be troubled much. That is how the prayers, existence of some supreme being, all these things came into the minds of men. Some thought is we have created the God to our own safety. Some protection must be there. And some Puranas says they were already existing, etc. It is beyond our reasoning to think about all these things. Maybe true, which is true, which is not true, we don't know. We are still ignorant of all these things. But one thing is certain. Aryabhata, when he wrote Aryabhatiya, he divided the time and mentioned about the yugas, mahayugas, etc. When he did that, he used a peculiar type of numeration. You know numbers and numerals. Numbers, of course, they are concepts. Numerals are the symbols to represent those so that we can record it. If I say 1, it's a number. It doesn't have existence on itself. If I use it as an adjective, then only I can really visualize the number. That is how our tidy thoughts learn. They take whatever may be the abacus or whatever may be the stone or any article, one article, second article, third article, or 2, 3 articles, etc. In the same way, numbers in many languages, in many ways, you may say is a concept. But to write it, we have to use numerals. And also to remember it well, in shlokas, etc., our ancestors invented Kadapayakama using cartoons. Yeah. Nanya Vajasya Shunyali Sankhya Kadapayakaya Nishretu Pancha Hal Sankhya Acharinja Halasparaha. Like that. That means, if I say Karna, then cross starts for 1. If I make a table, after that it goes from 1 to 9, etc. You can make the table yourself. And Melakartaragas or number using these Kadapayaka. Second method is using the words. Words from Puranas or Itihasas or anywhere. Now for example, Akshi, eyes, represent 2 because there are 2 eyes. It may be based on our general knowledge. Now, Dwadasha, 12. That may be represented by Surya, Aditya, according to mythology, Dwadasha, something like that. Sapta, Rishi, Shaila, that may represent 7. Sapta. Like that, they were using these to write the mathematical truths in the form of shlokas. Why in the form of shlokas? Because it is easy to remember. Poem we can easily memorize and remember. Prose, memorizing and repeating is difficult because that has got some rhythm, some prasa. Therefore, poem is easy. In that way. Next is, Aryabhata used a peculiar thing. He has used the alphabets. In any language, for that matter, Indian languages, we are having Swara and Vyanjana. Swara from A to Aha, I, U, U, etc. In any language for that matter. And in Vyanjana there are two groups. One is Varga, another is Avarga. Vargakshara and Avargakshara. Ya to Ha, they are Avargakshara. Tatha, that Katu part, ending. That is Vargakshara. What he has made is, now there is a controversy who found 0. Is it Brahmagupta who lived in the 8th century? But you can say 0 was found by an unknown Hindu. They write Hindu. They don't say Indian. Because Hindu, though it is the name of the people who lived under the banks of Sindhu river, but it had its own imprint. The people living there, whoever may be, they are Hindus accordingly. And that is the thing we have to consider. We need not be on the basis of religion. In that way, an unknown Hindu contributed 0. Without 0, you cannot think of writing any number. All the other 3 civilizations, only 4 civilizations had place value system. The Roman civilization doesn't have place value system at all. You write the Roman numerals, symbol for writing number, Roman numerals, and try to add them as we do. It's not possible. And also Greek civilization, they had base 60, and they had 1 to 59 and 0. And how they were writing? They were writing only 3 symbols. One stroke, another like a sickle. And combining those things, we cannot add, because 0 was not existing. That is why they were used, forced to use abacus. Numbers they could see, and they could assign some numbers of those beads, and they were calculated. Introduction of 0 brought in many revolutions. What revolutions it had made? 0 in itself has got many peculiar qualities. It shows the measurement. I have not moved for last few minutes. Therefore, the distance moved by my legs, of course I am moving other part of the body, is 0. There was no symbol for representing it. And also, most important thing is, when I say 2009, only 2 numbers I spoke. I write only 2 and 9. But place value system, when we take base 10, then primary teacher must have taught you 2009 should be written as 2000, 0, 10, 9 units. This type of place value is very easy. But then it was not known to even Archimedes and Apollonius and great mathematicians. There is a great contribution of India. That is why Albert Einstein has made a remark. Without this base 10 system of numerals, contributed by an unknown Hindu, the progress we have made so far would not have been possible. It is only because of that 0. You may say jokingly, contribution of Indians is 0, but the 0 is a great 0. And the proof for that is Aryabhata has clearly shown in 5th century AD when he used swaras, a, e, u, a, u, I, u will use, or he did not take it. But what he said, Vargaksharani Varge, Avarge Avargaksharani, Prat Maum Yaha. Khalpi Navarge Swara, Swara, Te Varge, Avarge Va.